Young, successful, methodical. But is this enough for Chelsea? According to his first results with them, not really. But it's only the beginning for Liam Rosenior and the London club. Liam Rosenior never had a shortcut. Born in 1984, he started his professional career at Bristol City, with whom he reached 23 appearances before moving to Fulham in 2003. However, just a couple of months into his time at Fulham, he was loaned out to Torquay United, a club that played in the English 3rd Division. He did his job there and earned 10 appearances before finally debuting for Fulham in September 2004 in the League Cup against Boston United. But do you remember the no shortcuts part? He got sent off in the last minute of the game, diving, hoping to receive a penalty. His team was 4-1 up at the time. Following all of this, he got to make his league debut for Fulham in December 2004 against Manchester United, earning the Man of the Match award. He scored only one goal for Fulham and ended his career at the club with 79 appearances. He went on to play for Reading and Hull City before joining Brighton and Hove Albion as his last club in his playing career. The best time of his career must be the time he spent at Hull though. To be honest, when I think about Rosenior as a player, I imagine him in a Hull shirt. He managed to score one goal for them also and ended his career for the club in 2015. When Liam Rosenior hung up his boots in 2018, he didn't leave football. He began a new adventure. At Brighton, he nurtured young talent in the U23s, learning the delicate art of shaping minds and tactics. By 2019, he joined Derby County's first team staff, rising to assistant under Wayne Rooney and even steadying the ship as interim manager amid turbulence. And my god, that was some turbulence there. In November 2022, Rosenior returned to Hull City, once his home as a player, now as head coach. Tasked with keeping the Tigers afloat, he defied expectations, lifting them from relegation danger to a thrilling 7th place finish in the championship. In 2024, he took charge of Strasbourg in Ligue 1, guiding the club to European qualification for the first time in nearly 20 years. The same as with Hull, the French club was not faring too well before he came. And this is a silver lining that might become important in his managerial career if this current move goes well too. Chelsea are not broken because they lack talent. They are broken because they have forgotten who they are. Too many players, too many instructions, too many emotional reactions, too many of everything. Every manager arrives with a vision. Every vision collapses under chaos. When Enzo Maresca took over and guided them to a respectable position in the league, I really thought he was the one for them. I'm not sure what happened behind the scenes, but the club became unstable once again. Once the roaring giant of Stamford Bridge, the club entered a new chapter in 2022 when American investor Todd Boehly and the Blue Co Consortium completed a £4.25 billion takeover, closing the long trophy-rich era of Roman Abramovich and opening a period of reinvention and upheaval. Of course, certain factors led to this acquisition, but I'm not going to get into that as it's not the point of this video. The early Boehly years were a whirlwind. Managerial changes from Thomas Tuchel to Graham Potter, then Frank Lampard as caretaker, then Mauricio Pochettino, reflecting both ambition and instability. Then came Enzo Maresca in 2024, bringing silverware back, a historic 2025 UEFA Conference League triumph as Chelsea completed every major European trophy, and the FIFA Club World Cup victory, crowning an extraordinary rebuild. Taking us back to my point earlier, he led the club to decent heights, yet, like all great novels, chapters twist, and despite success, Maresca parted ways in early 2026. Thus, Liam Rosenior has some big boots to fill. Based on his time at Strasbourg, Liam Rosenior doesn't want magic, he wants repetition. The same runs, the same passing patterns, the same defending techniques executed to perfection. In FM26 terms, the new Chelsea line would most likely transform in a flexible, possession-based system that emphasizes short passing, central progression, and an aggressive high press to win the ball back quickly. He prioritizes fluid formations, commonly deploying a 3-4-2-1 or 4-2-3-1 shape that can shift in-game depending on the opposition. For the sake of simplicity, but also because the tactic changes during matches, we will go with the 4-2-3-1 setup. As the goalkeeper, I chose a sweeper-keeper role. He's tasked with sweeping behind the high defensive line, distributing short to center backs, and initiating attacks with calm precision. The right back is a complete wingback, overlapping in attack, cutting inside only when the triangles allow, creating width without compromising structure. The left back is a fullback, anchoring the left flank, maintaining balance, shielding space behind together with the center backs. And the center backs are ball-playing defenders, splitting wide to form passing triangles, breaking lines with measured risk. In the midfield, we have a defensive midfielder and a central one. The defensive one is a deep line playmaker, screening the defense, recycling possession and dictating tempo, while the central one, Enzo Fernandez, is a central midfielder covering channels, linking attack and defense and arriving in attack late as a next option for his teammates. Up top, we have an advanced playmaker, occupying the half space as much as possible, threading passes into wide forwards or the striker, and finalizing attacks when the opportunity arises. The wingers are inside forwards, cutting inside, dragging defenders and creating overloads, while the striker is a pressing forward, pressing high, exploiting gaps, or dropping into pockets to pull defenders out of position. The out of possession roles are aimed to create the 4-2-3-1 shape while defending, remaining compact but open to counter when the ball is recovered. The player instructions remain as the game suggested them, but feel free to tweak them as you see fit. The mentality is positive, and the team instructions are the ones presented on the screen now for both in possession and out of possession. I will not dwell too much on them, but the aim is to press the opponents high and don't give them time to build up their attacks, while when we have the ball, to build the attacks smartly but in an unpredictable way. Granted, it all comes down to the players used in the squad. I haven't played with this tactic in the game, but I have simulated one season, which is not nearly enough to give an idea on the tactic, but there is a reason for this. This is my view on the tactic I think Rosenior is going to use while managing Chelsea. However, you must form your own tactic starting from this one and base it on the team you manage in your save. In the simulated season, Chelsea finished 10th in the league, which is not far from where they are now, but it's certainly not something that I wish to Rosenior and the guys for the end of their season. It has to be noted though that the team was closer to the European places points-wise than the relegation zone. In the UEFA Champions League though, they were eliminated in the quarterfinals, while domestically, they reached the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. Overall, not that bad of a season. Rosenior has just joined Chelsea, and he does have big boots to fill, but he's not an unknown manager and he's young and hungry for success. If he is allowed to do his work, this could be a winning bet.